Ravens flock, the flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. The flock rundown. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. The Ravens just beat the Bills 35-10, dominated the Bills. Best team in the NFL. They didn't look like it tonight. This was a dominant team win. Offense led by Derrick Henry. Justice Hill with a huge game. He almost had 100 yards, touchdown. Lamar Jackson with 3 touchdowns. Defense balled out. Held the Bills to 10 points. This high-powered Josh Allen-led Bills offense that is supposedly unstoppable. Dominated every aspect of this game. Bills did not show up. This is the Baltimore Ravens that we've been waiting to see, or we've seen in moments, I should say. We've seen this dominance a couple times this year, just not strung together in 4 quarters of complementary ball, and that's what you saw tonight. There was a little bit of a scare after halftime. I think that start was beyond ugly, 2 3-and-outs. That was when the defense had that lapse and let up that big play to Shakir. Couple penalties started to stack up. It was 21-10. It just really felt like the momentum shifted, and I was like, bro, we're about to have a tight second half, and the psychological warfare of like the meltdown collapse is coming again after we were dominating the first half. But Kyle Van Noy with a strip sack. Kyle Hamilton picks it up. And then the offense continued to commit and execute a dominant run game with Derrick Henry. Shout out to the offensive line. Shout out to Pat Ricard. Shout out to Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Lamar Jackson. This was a team win, man. The receivers weren't really involved once again, but we said that in a pregame. I was like, if the only way that Mark Andrews and Zay and these guys aren't really involved is if we're just dominating this game and running the football, and that's what happened again, man. So nobody really caught the ball. I know Andrews had that drop, but you guys got to be easy on him, man. I'm telling you, he will get involved, but nobody was involved. Justice Hill was by far our leading receiver. Zay had 1 catch. Bateman had 1 catch. You know, it's likely had 1 catch. None of the receivers were really involved in this game and didn't need to be because we maintained a lead throughout this entire game and we're executing a dominant running game. Good luck stopping this, man. This is like everything we dreamed of right now, and it's starting to play out. Now the Ravens are 2-2. We're back to feeling good now. I mean, 1-3 would have still been an uphill battle, but the fact they got the 2-2 and did it in dominant fashion against an undefeated Bills team that everybody was crowning, Josh Allen MVP. He didn't look like an MVP tonight at all. And I'm getting on the Bills a little bit, but they're not frauds, man. This is a solid team. This is a playoff team. And the credit really needs to go to Baltimore's defense. They executed a great game plan called by Zach Orr. This was Zach Orr's best game by a mile. This was this defense's best game by a mile. Just a complete game. Literally everything outside of that one breakdown where they lost Shakir on 3rd and 5 and Josh Allen slung it down the field. I can't even think of many other plays. Nate Wiggins, 2 dropped interceptions, I guess, come to mind. But there were just barely any mistakes. Man, this defense played incredible. They got physical with these receivers. They were on these receivers like glue, forcing them to make plays. Keon Coleman had a couple nice back shoulder catches on Stevens, but Stevens got the best of him too, and it's just hard to march down the field and get in a rhythm if you're taking away the quick passing game. Just a complete team win, man. Let's dive into some of the stats here. Josh Allen, 16 for 29, 180 yards, no touchdowns, was sacked 3 times. James Cook, 9 carries for 39 yards. The Bills total had 81 rushing yards, 1 touchdown from Ty Johnson. Shakir led the way receiving, 4 catches, 62 yards. Coleman had 3 for 51. Kincaid had 5 for 47. The Ravens did a great job of slowing the run game down, and the run game was going a little bit more than I wanted, but it helped that the Ravens offense kept scoring, so that the Bills had to start passing a lot and became one-dimensional. But their run game was was going early, but did a great job, man, defending this pass game. I mean, unbelievable job. The way our corners defended, Nate Wiggins, Brandon Stevens, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton led the way, 7 total tackles. Marlon Humphrey with 6 tackles, Roquan with 6, Trent Simpson with 5, Adafe Owe got a sack, Kyle Van Noy with another 2, including that massive strip sack that really turned the game back in the Ravens' favor after they lost momentum coming out of halftime. Shout out to Kyle Van Noy, man. He is on a heater. I know he said he's always on a heater, but this is a true heater. 3 straight games with 2 sacks each. 6 sacks in the last 3 games is nuts, man. What a signing. What a re-signing. You know, we let Clowney go because he was going to be too much and re-signed Van Noy. And man, did that ever work out. Van Noy is our best pass rusher right now. But shout out to Adafe Owe too, man. He's coming along. David Ajabo in the run game. He had that crucial 3rd down stop early in the game on Josh Allen. David Ajabo is becoming really effective in the run game. I love what he's doing stopping the run. Shout out to Travis Jones. He got a lot more playing time. Michael Pierce out in this game, and he just stepped up. And then the stats for the Ravens on offense. Lamar Jackson, 13 of 18, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. No interceptions. Derrick Henry, 24 carries, 199 rushing yards. I wish he would have got the 200, but it's kind of his fault. He did fumble on the goal line. But 24 carries, 199 rushing yards, averaged 8.3 a carry, and had a touchdown, which was the first run of the game, 87-yard touchdown. I haven't even brought that up, but what a way to start the game, man. And nobody on the Bills' defense could catch him, too. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that Derrick Henry is a Raven right now, and we need to enjoy every single week, every single moment of him being in a Ravens uniform, because this is special. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, everything that we were dreaming of and hoping for in the offseason is starting to play out already. You know, we're in week 4. It was definitely a bumpy road to start this season, but this is what we wanted, man. This is dominance. Lamar added 6 carries, 54 yards on the ground, and a touchdown. Justice Hill, 4 carries, 18 yards on the ground. 34 carries total for the team, 271 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Justice Hill led the way in receiving, 6 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown. I mean, it's just a dominant game from him. Isaiah Likely, 1 catch, 26 yards. Bateman, 1 catch, 23 yards. Derrick Henry, 3 catches, 10 yards. Zay Flowers, 1 catch, 10 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 2 catches, 10 yards. But not a ton to highlight from the receivers. I mean, Derrick Henry and Justice Hill had 9 catches themselves, and then every other receiver besides Aguilar had 1 catch. So we really just weren't throwing the ball. We didn't have to, you know. Jumped out to an early lead, and the run game was working. Keep pounding Henry, you know, why not? And we talked about the Bills are another front-running team. You know, how do they play from behind if they become one-dimensional? And not so great, at least against a physical defense that can play tight coverage. And this is what I was saying all along, all week. Just get physical with these wide receivers. They don't have a game-breaking wide receiver. I'm not scared of Shakir or Coleman or Kincaid or even James Cook out of the backfield. I'm just not scared. None of them are game breakers, man. When you get great cornerbacks, great safeties, great linebackers, great defensive line, the Ravens don't have a weakness on defense, and you get physical with guys like this is what it looks like. And I think the most important thing that happened in this game is Kyle Van Noy's strip sack that turned that momentum back, and then the offense scoring and capitalizing off that turnover. Because we had a dominant first half, 21-3, but that start of the second half could have easily went the Bills' way even further. You know, it was 21-10. Bills got the ball back again. Offense, 2 straight 3-and-outs. It's like, here we go, man. And Kyle Van Noy gets that strip sack. Ravens capitalize. That's the game right there. Because if the Bills keep marching and score again on that drive and he doesn't get that strip sack, it's 21-17. You know we're talking about a different game. And that psychological pressure of this team collapses at the end of the game or in the second half, or they don't play 4 quarters, that just builds and builds and builds. We could feel it. I know they can feel it. And you can't have another meltdown, another second half blown lead or fourth quarter collapse. You know, you can't let them stack up. They should never happen. Obviously, they may happen occasionally, but the Ravens, it's happening way too frequently. But the fact that that started to happen a little bit and then we made a play to counter that and then score again, I think that's everything, man. That could launch our momentum through the rest of this season. This is the type of win that launches momentum for the next 5+ games, man. We could go on a real run here. The schedule's not that difficult. We got Cincinnati this week. Not easy to stop them. I know that. They do have some game-breaking receivers. You know, we were talking about no game-breaking receivers for Buffalo. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are those guys. But I'm not scared by the Bengals' defense. Our offense should be able to continue to score points. And the rest of the schedule is just not that difficult, man. I really feel like we can go on a serious run here in these first 2 weeks that we were looking shaky like that. I think is going to be an anomaly, and we're going to really see who this team is, because it's not the team that we saw in Kansas City. It's not the team that we saw against the Raiders. It's this team right here. It's not even the team that we saw in the second half of the Cowboys game. It's this team right here tonight against the Buffalo Bills. This is the 2024 Baltimore Ravens, man. Now, if they show up every week, I don't know. You know, that's to be determined. We'll see how consistent they are. But this is what we're capable of. We're seeing it. I don't think there's a team out there that can deal with Lamar and Derrick Henry if this offensive line is playing as well as they are. Now, I definitely want to dive back into the film, and I'll have a lot more clarity tomorrow. This is my first reaction. I literally turned the camera on. Haven't watched any press conferences or anything. Just turned the camera on and started venting thoughts. But once I watch film over the next few days, I'll have a more clearer picture of, you know, who did really, really well and whatnot. But the offensive line was plenty good tonight, because we had 271 yards rushing on the ground. And you keep doing that to teams, you're not losing another game. You keep playing defense like this and running like this, you will not lose another game. So I hope you guys are enjoying this one, man, whether you're watching this late tonight or early in the morning or tomorrow at some point. I hope you're enjoying this win. Let this marinate throughout the week. We got Cincinnati on Sunday, and I know we're feeling a lot better, man. Let's get rid of this negativity. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were about this game. What did I miss talking about? Like I said, this is my initial reaction, so I definitely probably didn't talk about some specific key aspects of the game. So let me know in the comments. Let me know where your confidence level is with the Ravens right now after this win, and where you think we're going to go moving forward. I think we're about to go on a run, man. I really do. This is dominant football. This is football that is very, very hard to stop. But that's it for tonight. I appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your night or day tomorrow if you're watching this. And enjoy your week, man. Go Ravens. And I'll talk to you guys soon.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.